Any profound words of wisdom from me today? Let's find out by watching this video of me talking about things that I want to discuss in my drive to the gym, because I don't think I have anything to contribute today, but I'm making a video because why not? I guess the big thing that I have come to lately that I'm kind of wrestling with, maybe thinking about a little bit, is, I mean, perception's one thing, but that's not necessarily the thing that I want to talk about today, because I still want to kind of bring that around a little bit, or let things happen the ways that they need to happen with that. So I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine about that, because I was watching a video the other day around dreams and whether or not dreams are conscious.
I think this is really our first exploration.
So, I don't know. I had some other dreams last night too that was pretty interesting. Went back to, like, I just ended up in a new place. Like, I went to Australia for like a day, and then I flew back the following day in the said dream, and I was like, well, that was pretty cool. But yet I didn't have to deal with like the 20 hours of flight that we had to go on. So I was listening to this meditation the other day, and basically what the meditation was, and this is something that I'll just kind of relate to, and you can do with it as you may. It's basically the screen doesn't know the movie. Like, just think about it. The screen does not know the movie. Just doesn't. Like, if you go to watch a movie or even a TV show, the characters within said movie and or TV show do not know that they are in a movie or a TV show to begin with. There is no depth to the screen itself, and yet the camera, the movie, shows depth happening. Which that is kind of curious, because in our world right now, in the way that we exist, it says that there's this depth. Like, you can see my hand moving through the air in this realm, but you watching it on the other side of the screen can't necessarily, like, I can't reach my hand through the screen and grab you, but yet this is as real as, say, a normal, like, if let's say you and I met and it was just like, hey, my name is so and so, and just like, your name is so and so, and we meet and we actually like are able to shake hands. Like, we can do that here just as much as a movie character can do that as well too, whenever we're watching something on screen. Because there's always the dimension of depth, but the screen never changes. The screen is always the screen. It's always there. It's always present. And yet what's happening on the screen changes all the time. Changes in a numerous amount of ways. Because, like, right now, I myself, like, imagine me as a character in a movie. Okay, so if you're imagining me, or even any other character that you ever want to have imagined, whatever it may be, in that movie, let's say James Bond, for example. So within the movie James Bond, we see aspects of James driving cars and, like, doing all this badass, like, spy stuff. Okay, and within that said movie, he is moving from point A to point B, and we are going along the journey with him, because he has encapsulated us and captured our attention to be able to go into his said world. And when we go into his said world, then we are able to feel and experience the things that he is feeling. Yet we ourselves have never left our movie seat. Like, we are still in the seat of the theater or on the couch, wherever we are watching the movie. Yet we are traveling through these different experiences, these different lives, these different areas, to contribute to a different experience, to experience a different world that we didn't originally experience in the first place. And yet the depth is still happening within that said movie, but the screen in front of us has never changed. We never left. And yet we became that character in that said movie. You could do the same thing in a video game as well too. We become those people. So what if every single person, every person that we know of, including ourselves, is a character in a play, and we're moving through life without knowing that we're moving through a movie. There's a movie as well too called Stranger Than Fiction with Will Ferrell. If you've ever seen it, awesome, you'll get this. If not, the movie's been out for years. So, basic story of the movie is Will Ferrell's character gets picked up by this author who uses a typewriter to be able to create the story, and he starts to hear the narrator in his head, and then he starts to do the things that the narrator has been writing. Because what if all books are also true, and yet they just have yet to manifest or come into reality, but somebody had tapped into that frequency, that vibration, that perception, that world, that universe, that movie, and decided to share it with you before it became real. Because what if that's just our way of being able to, because the movie's no less real. Like when I watched Dune, dude, the first time, dude, like I said, Dune, comma, dude. When I watched Dune the first time, that movie blew my mind. I was like, this is insane. This is incredible. One of the best movies that I'd ever seen. And I was in the movie myself. I was not in the theater. Like, yes, I was in the theater watching the movie, but I was physically in Dune at that time. And you can be like, no, you weren't. But it's like, I was though. Like, that's the crazy bit about this whole thing, is I was physically in Dune when I was watching the movie. And this is what I'm trying to do my best to relay, is how often do you lose your attention? How often do you lose your focus on what you are in? And you can't necessarily know when you lose that focus, because when you lose that focus, you're no longer focusing on the thing that you're focusing on, because now your attention's on this other said thing. I just find this stuff very fascinating, because if we are characters in a movie, like right now, like I could be on a screen, just on a normal screen, and I'm tossing in some other seeds for you to look in for yourself. Like if I'm on a screen right now watching a movie, I am technically moving. But like if you're just sitting at home watching this right now, you have not moved unless you took on the attention of myself. Then you are moving with me, just as we move with characters. But the screen that you're watching this on, that never changes. That always stays the same. It's always the same. It's just what image is on that screen. What image are you observing at any given time? Because by understanding that unlocks a new level of freedom. And that's what I believe my dream was trying to show me last night. Was things can happen in an instant. I can be here, and then one day I can be here. It doesn't have to take that 20-hour long flight. Even though, like us as having the human experience, we have to feel that said experience. But we can also be here today and there tomorrow, or there within that next instant, because the next time we are in that next instant is still here, still today. So, yeah, if you made it to the end, if you have any thoughts or ideas or comments or suggestions on this, let me know down in the comments section down below. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. Yeah. See you tomorrow, or whenever I post a video.